Welcome to Kansas Ag Report with your host, Brian Holman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Brian Holman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag Feature, we sit down with Mike Shear from AgRisk Solutions to talk about crop insurance options. And inside Kansas Ag, Kansas Soybean discusses transportation issues, and KDA talks Ag Month going on in Kansas. And in News You Need to Know, we get our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association, look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon, and we'll let you know about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
AgRisk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, AgRisk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
I'm Brian Holman with Kansas Ag Report. If you'd like to advertise your business on Kansas's #1 ag television program, then give us a call at 785-554-5974. Because of you, our viewers, Kansas Ag Report continues to be the #1 rated ag television program in the state of Kansas, and we'd like to say thanks for watching. Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. A new USDA report designated to show the use of grains and biofuel in alcohol production showed corn use for ethanol up 5% in December, while sorghum use for alternative fuels dropped a whopping 57%. DDG production was up 8% in December to 1.9 million tons. Reports released February 10th by the U.S. Department of Agriculture predict some decreased average income for farm households in 2015. But one expert is not calling that a bleak forecast. Net income for farmers is expected to fall from $108 billion in 2014 to about $73.6 billion in 2015, according to the USDA's February 10th U.S. Farm Sector Financial Indicators. That would be a reduction in income of about 32%. Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack announced Friday that the USDA will give farmers an extra month to allocate base acres or update yield history on their farms. The original deadline was February 27th, and the new deadline is March 31st. Vilsack made the announcements on the second day of the 2015 Commodity Classic. Vilsack is encouraging producers to contact their local FSA office to get their updates completed. And in local news, during the month of March, 26 public meetings will be hosted by the Water Vision Regional Goal Leadership Teams to begin the goal-setting process to help develop water supply goals for each region. All regional stakeholders and citizens are encouraged to attend one of the input sessions. For more information, go to water.ks.usgs.gov. Kansas numbers of farms and ranches declined during 2014, according to USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service. The number of farms and ranches in the state at 61,000 was down 800 farms from 2013. Land and farms and ranches in Kansas totaled 46 million acres, down 100,000 acres from 2013. The average size of operations at 754 acres was up 8 acres from the year earlier. Kansas feedlots with capacities of 1,000 or more head contained 2 million cattle on feed on February 1st, according to USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service. This inventory was up 2% from last year. Placements during January totaled 410,000 head, down 6% from 2014. Fed cattle marketings for the month of January totaled 355,000 head, down 8% from last year. Up next in our Ag Feature, we sit down with Mike Shear from AgRisk Solutions to discuss crop insurance. Next week, we'll be back with our regular set as we've moved locations. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. Please stay tuned.
This segment brought to you by Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. GrassandGrain.com.
A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in Southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn. 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Kansas Weed Commission. Leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for weeds. Online at kswheat.com.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Poe, here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.
The 20th Annual Kicker Country Stampede, starring Blake Shelton.
Yeah, the boys round here.
Florida Georgia Line.
This is how we roll.
Travis Tritt. Also from the Cynics main stage, Thomas Rhett. Miller Lite, the official beer of Country Stampede. Our prices increase February 28th. Get yours now. Get them now before the price goes up. Like us on Facebook or buy online at countrystampede.com.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Looking for that new vehicle with that low payment? Well, look what Dick Edwards in Manhattan and Junction City is offering on these vehicles. Lease payments as low as $169 a month, or check these out at $199 a month. But wait. See what you can get for as low as $299 a month. With 9 manufacturers to choose from, we've got what you want. Dick Edwards in Manhattan, Junction City. Check us out at dickedwardsauto.com. Choose your payment, choose your vehicle, choose Dick Edwards as your dealer.
Thanks for staying with us through the break. We're in Atchison today. We're joined by Mike Shear at Agri-Solutions. We're going to talk about implementation of the 2014 Farm Bill. So, Mike, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
A lot of decisions being made this time of the year. More importantly, there are dates that we need to be remembering as we're coming into March. We're into March now.
That's right, yes. So we just passed a pretty important Farm Bill deadline. February 27th was the deadline for producers to update their program yields and choose whether or not they wanted to reallocate their base acres. So now that we're past that decision, the next decision on the horizon is making this program election in the Farm Bill. So producers essentially will be choosing whether to enroll each crop and each farm in either the ARC program or ARC or the PLC program. ARC is kind of a county level revenue protection program, and then the PLC is just straight price protection. So that's the decision that's in front of producers right now.
I mean, that's coming up very soon. I mean, we're about 2-3 weeks away from that decision. What should a producer be doing to get ready for that decision?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to look at it, and I think a lot of ways in working with producers of how they're trying to attack this decision. So kind of the first main one we're seeing is trying to at least put some projection to what these programs expect to pay out. So there's a lot of decision aid tools out there that are available to producers. I know with clients we've been using the Texas A&M decision aid tool a lot. So you enter in your farm level data, and then it runs some simulations to project out which program looks like the best option for you. So that's kind of one option, is trying to get a handle on which of these programs projects to pay me the most over time. The other approach a producer might take is more just risk management approach, which is, like I said, one program provides county level revenue protection and one is more of a price floor or price protection. Which of those, when I look at my business, do I feel like better protects me? So that might be another way that a producer might look at this decision.
We're talking about a long-term decision. It's a 5-year decision that someone has to make.
That's right, yes. So whatever program election they make, they will be locked into at least for the next 4 crop years, and it will impact the 2014 crop year that's already happened.
Supplemental, we kind of talked a little bit about that before we came on camera. I mean, that's another important option that producers need to look at.
That's right, yeah. So another pretty significant program that came out in the Farm Bill is some additional crop insurance coverage that's available. So supplemental coverage option will be available on crops and farms that are not enrolled in that ARC program. So essentially, if they're enrolled in PLC, they'd be eligible to purchase this product. It's a very unique product for us. It's sold through crop insurance agents, and it's going to provide some additional coverage for producers that will sit on top of their existing crop insurance coverage. But then it gets triggered actually by the county yield. So like I said, it's very unique, but we think it will provide some value and be a good fit for some producers in certain situations.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to finish up with Mike Shear at Agri Solutions here in Atchison. We're going to talk about more of the 2014 Farm Bill. We're watching Kansas Ag Report. See you in just a minute.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Farmers Insurance, your best protection against the unexpected. Call Agent Dan Key at 785-408-5459. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com.
Thanks for staying with us through the break. We're in Atchison at Agri Solutions, joined by Mike Shear. Mike, thanks for staying with us through the break. Not like you could go anywhere. I've got you kind of cornered in here. So lots of changes, even major changes to crop insurance in the 2014 Farm Bill. Kind of walk us through that.
That's right. So yeah, not only these big program decisions, but also some pretty significant changes in crop insurance moving forward as a result of this Farm Bill. So first main program that they released is a program called Beginning Farmer and Rancher. What it does is it provides additional benefits, crop insurance benefits for producers who qualify as a beginning farmer and rancher. So to qualify would be a producer who has had a share in crop or livestock for fewer than 5 total crop years. We do get to exclude any years in which that person was under 18 or in active duty military service or enrolled in post-secondary education. So that's what it takes to qualify. The benefits, there's a few benefits. The main one is an increase in premium subsidy. So that's kind of the thing that gets people most excited usually is cheapening that premium cost, obviously. So that's an exciting program for those that qualify. Probably the biggest change is a new option called APH yield exclusion. What that's going to do is allow producers to exclude from their yield history years in which the county yield in that year was lower than 50% of the previous 10-year average. So you look at a year like 2012 was pretty widespread drought across the state. Most counties on corn, at least now, we're going to be able to exclude that particular yield from a database. So in some early work, it's looking like some pretty significant increases in coverage because of that for some pretty modest premium increases with that product.
Wheat was excluded. I don't mean to cut you off, but
no,
wheat was excluded from that.
For this crop year, wheat was not included in that. I would expect that looking towards 2016, they will have that implemented. We didn't think it was going to be implemented for any crops for 2015. And then some of the producers in the Oklahoma, Texas area were pretty upset about that. And it got implemented kind of last minute for 2015. So, but it is a big deal. Yeah. So, another big change that could affect some producers is changes regarding irrigation. So if you have irrigated and non-irrigated acres, moving forward, you'll be able to carry separate coverage levels on irrigated versus non-irrigated, and also keep them in separate enterprise units from each other. So in the past, enterprise units throws all the acres of that crop in the county together, big premium discount for doing that. If you have irrigated and non-irrigated, that didn't work very well. Now they're going to allow us to keep that separate. So that's a big benefit for irrigated producers. And then probably the only somewhat negative thing that happened to crop insurance in the Farm Bill is they have tied conservation compliance to premium subsidies. So that's kind of an issue we're looking at moving forward. It's not going to impact any producers for 2015, but in order to be eligible for 2016, a producer needs to make sure they have a conservation plan on file with FSA by June 1 of 2015. So a real early deadline to get into compliance for 2016. So if a producer has any land that's out of compliance or whatever, they need to make sure that they have that conservation plan in place by June 1, 2015.
Perfect. Great information. Remember, We got deadlines coming up. Make sure you get with your crop insurance agent or Agri Solutions, and they can answer any questions you might have. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Brian.
Go watch your Kansas Ag Report. We'll see you soon.
The Soy Transportation Coalition released a research project in February. Using soybean checkoff funding, the project updated a 2009 report that examined the effect of increasing truck weight limits on federal roads and bridges from the current 80,000 pounds with the 5-axle configuration to 97,000 pounds with the addition of a 6th axle. The analysis specifically studied the effects on motorist safety, infrastructure wear and tear, and potential cost savings and efficiency gains for agriculture and the U.S. economy. For transporting soybeans and soy products, allowing 6-axle, 97,000-pound semis would result in 1.2 million fewer truck trips, 5.5 million fewer gallons of fuel consumed, 56,000 fewer tons of carbon dioxide emissions, and about $20 million in reduced fuel costs. The use of a heavier semi would enable a farmer to transport at least an additional 183 bushels of soybeans per load. By 2022, that annually would save soybean farmers 602,000 truck trips, 1.7 million gallons of fuel, and about $6 million in fuel costs. You can access the full study at soytransportation.org on the web.
Kansas Governor Sam Brownback has proclaimed the month of March as Ag Month in Kansas. March 18th is celebrated as Ag Day, not only in Kansas but around the nation. This celebration honors the contributions that Kansas farm and ranch families make each day to provide the safest, most wholesome, and humanely produced food possible. Each year in Kansas, the agriculture industry contributes $52 billion to our state's economy. One of the cornerstones of the Ag Month celebration is the Neighbor to Neighbor food drive. While Kansas farmers and ranchers produce a bounty of goods, food scarcity is a real issue. Each night, 1 in 7 Kansans may go to bed without a meal, and sadly, 1 in 4 of those with an empty stomach is a child. We've partnered with Dillon's Food Stores, Harvesters, Second Harvest, and the Kansas Food Bank with the goal of collecting enough food to provide 85,000 meals for Kansans in need. You can take part by dropping canned goods at your local Dillon store or by going online to make a cash donation. Another event will be an evening and panel discussion with National Geographic photographer Jim Richardson. This presentation and panel will be March 18th at the Kansas State University Union Little Theater in Manhattan, starting at 7 p.m. Jim will take us around the globe through his camera lens. We'll end the evening a little closer to home as Kansas farmers, ranchers, and scientists talk to us about agriculture production in our state and answer your questions. For a complete listing of all the Ag Month activities, check out the Kansas Department of Agriculture website at kansas.agriculture.gov/KSAgDay.
This segment brought to you by Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in Southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Impact Satellite, your local authorized DirecTV dealer. Impact Satellite at 785-554-5974.
Looking for that new vehicle with that low payment? Well, look what Dick Edwards in Manhattan and Junction City is offering on these vehicles. Lease payments as low as $169 a month, or check these out at $199 a month. But wait. See what you can get for as low as $299 a month. With 9 manufacturers to choose from, we've got what you want. Dick Edwards in Manhattan, Junction City. Check us out at dickedwardsauto.com. Choose your payment, choose your vehicle, choose Dick Edwards as your dealer.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Dick Edwards is taking North Central Kansas by storm. We've been bending over backwards to exceed your car buying experience for over 30 years. Choose from one of our 9 different new car brands or from our second to none used selection. Currently, with over 700 vehicles to choose from, we definitely have the one for you. Whether you're coming from the north, south, east, or west, our sales and service departments will work tirelessly to do what's right for you. Dick Edwards in Manhattan and Junction City. Bending over backwards for you.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
USDA and the Department of Health and Human Services have released the Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee recommendations, which will be used in the development of the 2015 Dietary Guidelines for Americans. As part of the recommendations, lean meats were removed from the list of foods associated with a healthy diet and relegated to only a mention in a footnote. This reverses 30-plus years of nutrition advice recommending Americans include lean protein in their diet. The report states dietary patterns with positive health benefits are described as high in vegetables, fruit, whole grains, seafoods, legumes, and nuts, moderate in low and non-fat dairy products, lower in red and processed meat, and low in sugar-sweetened foods and beverages and refined grains. National Cattlemen's Beef Association nutrition scientist Shailene McNeil, a registered dietitian, said the recommendation that a healthy diet should be lower in red meat is not consistent with scientific evidence and would be unsound dietary advice. Prior to the committee's decision, NCBA submitted 12 sets of comments plus oral testimony to provide the latest peer-reviewed research on beef's role in a healthy diet. NCBA and KLA will continue to offer evidence of the nutritional benefits of beef by developing comments to be submitted to USDA and the Department of Health and Human Services during the 45-day public comment period now underway. The comment period ends April 8th.
Hi, I'm Brian Holder with Paragon Ag. The corn market continues to trade sideways between $3.80 and $4, giving neither the bulls nor the bears the edge. Domestically, we continue to see impressive exports despite the competition out of Ukraine and Argentina, as their supplies are priced more competitively. The next USDA report is coming out this Tuesday, March the 10th, followed by the 31st prospective plantings report. For now, continue to anticipate a sideways trade as the supply and demand are in good balance with the corn. For soybeans, they lost their rally last week with news out of Brazil that the trucker strike may be coming to an end. Fundamentally, the setup for the beans is bearish, barring a major weather event this summer. With a lack of bullish news, the negative technical action could begin to put more pressure on the market in the near term. We continue to believe that laying off risk with your old crop supplies is wise. If political unrest is resolved in Brazil and their beans start moving more aggressively to port, old crop futures could be subject to another 50-cent move lower. On the wheat, weekly crop conditions showed declines in Kansas, Illinois, and South Dakota but those were offset by increases out of Oklahoma, Texas, and Colorado. The wheat story remains the same with large world supplies and tepid exports. The bears remain in control. However, look for this market to hold the recent lows and continue to have a sideways trade as we are setting up now. Spring weather and crop conditions as we break dormancy may provide a selling opportunity. If you don't have any sales or hedges in place and would like to discuss our plan, give us a call at 888-452-8751.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you'll join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Brian Holman, and thanks for watching.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.